Alright guys, I'm gonna tell you how respecting women actually goes against the feminist movement. Yes, I'm aware about how frizzy and messy my hair is. I hate it. I want to get a haircut, but that's a little bit off topic, you know what I mean? So, what is the feminist movement? And what do people mean when they tell you to respect women? And if we look it up while prompting the AI away from this search, we get, in general, feminism can be seen as a movement to put an end to sexist exploitation and oppression and to achieve full gender equality in law and in practice. So basically it's a movement of full gender equality. And the feminist movement comes from women who are advocating for that equality. So the key word, equality, is going to go against respecting women. If you're a boy, if you're a man, think about any time a woman or just anybody has told you to respect women. Did they ever tell you why you need to respect women? Me personally, I don't know why people are told to respect women, right? My mom, she always kind of told me to respect women, right? But she didn't go past that, right? So I was like, okay, that's easy enough. And by the way, I feel like everybody should respect women. But this sentiment of you should respect women kind of goes against the feminist movement. Now let me explain. When we're talking about respecting women, what are we actually insinuating towards? Why are we telling the youth or just anybody that we should respect women? What is the outcome of doing that? Basically, why are we doing it? And I'll tell you what it insinuates to, right? I feel like when people say respect women, it's because they subconsciously think that all women are fragile and need to be respected with utter care. Do I have to explain how that is inherently misogynistic? It's basically saying you have to respect women because they're inferior to you. Your respect is coming straight from pity. So basically, your people are saying, and here's a disclaimer, because a lot of people like to accuse me of overgeneralization, I am talking about specific nuanced demographics. Okay, so if you're gonna come in here and say and strawman me and say like, oh, but not everybody says that, not everybody says respect women and then insinuates the patriarchal value of women, I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm talking about the people who do, right? Because when people say respect women, but in all reality they're actually referring to the patriarchal, like respecting the patriarchal value of women and their role in society, that completely goes against the feminist movement, because the feminist movement is about equality. Women of the feminist movement want to be treated the same as men. They explicitly do not want to be pedestaled because the people higher up in the hierarchy think that they're inferior, that they're fragile, that their feelings need to be considered more than the average person, or that their autonomy and physical self needs to be, treated better than the average person. And when a woman starts looking for the benefits of the patriarchy and doesn't directly oppose the patriarchy, tell me what that's called. That is called choice feminism. And at that point, choice feminism isn't real feminism. I'm going to give you my definition of what I think a choice feminist is, and then I'll look it up what it actually is. So what I think it is that a choice feminist is a woman who thinks that they are feminist and they are empowering because they simply have the choice whether or not they want to participate in certain aspects or parts of the patriarchy. And Google's definition, without AI, is choice feminism is a popular form of contemporary feminism encouraging women to embrace the opportunities they have in life and to see the choices they make as justified and always politically acceptable. In short, making your choices within the patriarchy. It's not opposing the patriarchy, it's not opposing the system, it's being a good dog and making your own choices within the system. So when you see a choice feminist that says that you should respect women and you should treat women better than the average person, that kind of falls in line with choice feminism. That doesn't align with the feminist movement that wants equality and equal treatment between both genders. With choice feminism, there is one that is getting pedestaled simply because they actually believe that they are inferior. So when we say we need to respect women, we need to actually elaborate on why we need to do that. I feel like the saying, and I get it, we like to use broad terms. I use broad terms, man. My titles are the most, well, not the most, but they're provocative, right? That you don't understand what they mean at first, but when you watch the video, you understand. But I feel like when it comes to this, we can't use broad terms. So I feel like the fix would be, you need to respect women because they are people. Not, you need to respect women because they are women. Because the first one makes sense, right? But the second one doesn't make sense unless you're applying patriarchal value and what it means to be a woman. What value a woman has in a current system. And I might get hate comments from choice feminists saying, oh, what do you mean you don't want to respect women? I do respect women. I respect women because they're people, not because they're women. So before that bomber plane even flies by and tries to drop some stuff on me, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm disclaiming that right now. I am not a misogynist. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. As of late, I think I'm actually starting to turn into a misandrist. And that's kind of crazy. That's kind of unheard of, a man being a misandrist. But it's like, yo, I really hate men. I really do. Men are probably the most incompetent human beings I've ever known. Like literally 99% of the men that I know are just toxically masculine chuds. And I had to grow up around it, you know? I had to grow up with my male family members having horrible bravados, and they still do it. Like, I don't even talk to them anymore, but just in the way that they carry themselves, you can tell. You can tell they still have that bravado. You can tell they still have that toxic masculinity. And yeah, sure, they might hide it better nowadays, because it's generally just unacceptable. Now that women are considering their own autonomy and their own humanity nowadays. And you know, there's this new wave of misogyny that's coming straight at women just because it's harder to manipulate women nowadays. It's harder to control women nowadays. So what do we conclude with? This sentiment of respecting women can be interpreted in many toxic ways. And the way we fix that is by adding an extension, adding a comma. You should respect women because they are women. I mean, you should respect women because they are people. Not you should respect women because they are women and they are fragile and they're the birth givers or whatever the hell the patriarchy wants to put on them that gives them some kind of value just so they can be nearly equal to men. And that shouldn't be a thing. It goes the feminist movement of equality and falls straight into choice feminism. Or basically giving women the option of whether they want to sell their autonomy or not. When in the first place, that choice shouldn't be a thing. Because all in all, that woman is choosing whether or not they get to have choices at the end of the day. But anyways, this is a meaningful video. I hope people don't misinterpret it. Have a great day. Bye.